Okay, cut. How's that, Mr. Lyson?
Go ahead and mark him. We'll print it. I'd hope he'd hit his head on the chimney coming down, but I guess that's the best we can get.
Okay, get off the boom, Buck.
Okay, get my lamp. Give me a script.
Okay, Bert?
Yeah, just checking the skeleton. Yeah, I'm still intact.
It was a good fall, Tim. Mr. Milan, we're ready. You just fell off the roof.
I pulled from way up there. We'll be black and blue for a week.
Get in there, you dog.
All right, Tim. All right, Mr. Land.
Put your robe on, Ray.
Thanks.
Here are the marks for your head here, and your feet are out there. Hey, Dick, will you sign Tim off, please?
Where?
Right down here.
Roll me down.
Let's go.
Hey, Bob. Just a minute.
Yeah?
My name's Noonan. Hey, you got the wrong color hair.
I know, but I'm used to it by now.
Yeah, a little on the light side. Well, we can fix that up. And you're the right size to an inch.
Well, I'm glad something suits you.
Hey, wait a minute. Hollywood Casting sent me over.
What's on your mind, huh?
I want to hire you.
Yeah, what's the job?
What on earth is that?
Shock absorbers. Hey, Pete. Let's get some air.
I looked at photos in every casting office in town before I found the right guy.
What studio are you from?
Oh, I don't want you for a studio job. It's kind of private.
Oh, I got a bad figure for stag parties.
Coffee, Tim?
Yeah.
How about you?
Keeps me awake.
How about that stuff?
Don't mind being awake.
Well, what's the job?
How much you get paid for that fall you did just now?
$150?
Steady work?
2 or 3 a month. Depends.
Sit down, me boy. How would you like to make $1,000 in 48 hours and no physical discomfort whatsoever?
If you don't like your wife, leave her.
It's an easy job, no trouble. Take a look.
He does look kind of like me.
Open your face a bit.
Huh?
Like in the picture. Boy, you're skylar to the light.
What's the matter with him?
Well, according to the relations, he was kind of eccentric.
You mean he was,
Yeah, he was pretty eccentric. I was his keeper. Oh, they didn't call it that. I was more a social secretary-like. No Tatlock could require the services of a keeper.
No what?
No Tatlock. He was the grandson of the James Norman Tatlocks, the big Santa Barbara people.
This wasn't taken in Santa Barbara.
No, that's Hawaii.
Hawaii?
Yeah, that's where they shipped him off to. In my care, of course. Him being an orphan and eccentric, they wanted him as far away as possible. Oh, it was a gorgeous life. A little island away out of traffic, palm trees swaying in the soft wind, $500 coming in regularly every month. Then I lost him.
Lost him? How?
Too much coffee. One day I went into town to pick up the allowance check, and I stayed a bit too long.
Yeah?
About 3 cases too long. When I came back, Skylar was burned up.
I don't blame him.
No, you don't get the idea. When I say burnt up, I mean he was burnt up in the old-fashioned way. Found a box of matches. Matches was one of his hobbies. All that was left of Skylar was a sort of a well-bred cinder. I haven't broken it to the folks yet.
Well, when was all this?
About 2 years ago. Sure, I should have reported it on. You know that climate, those blue lagoons, that native music.
That allowance check.
Yeah, there was that. Then suddenly there comes a wire. Bring Skylar home for a while. The grandparents have passed on and they need him around for some legal shenanigans. Bring him home, they say.
And you want to take me back in his place?
It's only for a couple of days. They'll send us away again. In that way I'll not be cut off from my income.
I'm sorry, Pop.
Maybe you think there's something wrong with my money.
No, it's not that. It wouldn't work. I wouldn't fool anybody.
And who's such a fool? Just some uncles and aunts from the east. They haven't seen him in 10 years and they didn't look at him then.
They start asking questions.
Of Skylar, don't make me laugh. Listen, I'm offering you an experience that'll make the life of Riley look like one long martyrdom. You've never seen the like of that house. They got servants' quarters for the servants' quarter. I don't want to set the world on fire. I just want to start a flame in your heart. In my heart I have but one.
Hey, quit that, will you, Noonan?
It happens that's Skylar Tatlocks' favorite tune.
I didn't sign up as a vocalist. Look, we're already halfway there, and you haven't told me nearly enough about this setup.
Stop worrying. We've got your hair just the right color. I've taught you all Skylar's is the way.
But I ought to know the names of the servants, the layout of the house.
Don't worry. Skylar didn't. Get this into your head. You're impersonating a man who once broke up a Thanksgiving dinner because he thought he was the turkey. Gobble, 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 gobble. Gobble, 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 gobble. Gobble, gobble, gobble. Gobble, gobble, gobble. Gobble. That's the spirit. You see, there was one difference between Skylar and the rest of the world. He was happy.
You sure make it sound like a breeze.
There's nothing could possibly go wrong. And there, me boy, is the start of the estate.
Wow. It'll do.
Just a sweet little family cottage with 22 bathrooms. On the other side of the garden, sweep right down to the sea.
How come they didn't buy the Pacific Ocean, too?
They would have, only they couldn't landscape the other side.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go.
Yeah.
Add 69% of the next 11 million, and then deduct it all from the entire gross estate. Got that?
Yes, Uncle Miles.
Yeah. I am working out these tax figures on the supposition that Father left a net estate of about 20 million.
But why is Nancy doing it? The lawyer will give them to us in due time.
I want them now. I've been here 36 hours and nothing has happened.
Miles, dear, you know we have to wait for the rest of the family.
I am bored.
Miles, have you taken your pill? I think this is right, Uncle Miles.
Oh, stay here, Nancy. Turn round, Gifford. I want the benefit of your expression when you hear this figure.
Yes?
When the government is through with the estate, there will dribble through to the heirs something like a miserable $6 million.
That's iniquitous, positively iniquitous.
As a practicing communist, you should be delighted.
Gifford is not a communist, Miles, dear. He just likes to see his name on letterheads.
If your husband chooses to call a fighting liberal a communist, let him.
Oh, I admit you're not one by conviction. You just haven't the guts to face being a rich man, afraid the mobs will rise.
I'd hate to think what they'll do to you.
Let them. I've enjoyed every minute of my life. I'll enjoy being stood against the wall if they'll let me say a few words first.
Do you realize...
Oh, Miles, dear, does the $6 million include this place?
This place is a white elephant. Father and Mother had any idea of what was best for us, they'd have torn the house down years ago and subdivided the land.
It makes me angry every time I look at that garden. The water bill alone is $900 a month.
Oh, it's criminal.
Stop being loathsome. Grandfather made the money. He had a right to spend it as he wanted. He and Grandmother created something fine. What are you?
I beg your pardon?
What have you ever done that can compare with it?
That's enough of that.
Don't roar at her, Miles. Losing the people who brought her up, naturally she's upset and sad. We all are. I'm not sad about them. They were very old. They loved each other. They died just an hour apart. Grandmother never even knew that Grandfather had gone. How could anybody who cared for them be anything but happy about that?
Emily, stop sniffing.
You should be ashamed, all of you. The very people who should care for this lovely place, and you want to destroy it.
My dear child, it's a folly from a bygone age.
It's worse than that. It's in California. Adults don't live in California.
I hope you don't get it at all. I hope Grandfather left it to the city as public gardens.
It's not possible. But it might be. Father used to look at me very strangely at times.
Did he ever talk about doing that?
We'll all find out when the will is read, won't we?
Nancy!
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going out and have all the sprinklers turned on.
Public gardens. Couldn't be. Just couldn't be.
Oh, Emily, stop sniffing. Here, blow your nose. Blow it hard. A public gardens with an enormous endowment. Why, it's not to be endured. Well, what do you want?
Noonan has arrived with Master Schuyler, Mr. Tatlocks. Should he bring him in?
Schuyler. Well, I suppose we've got to see him sooner or later.
Noonan asked me to remind you, no cigarettes.
Oh.
Good afternoon, all.
Hello, Noonan. What's this?
Oh, he's been a turtle today. Say hello, Uncle my Schuyler. I forgot he'll only talk to turtles. Would you mind?
I will be a party to no such nonsense.
Now, Miles, if that's what he wants, what do lady turtles do?
Lay eggs.
Oh, right.
Say hello, Uncle Miles, Schuyler.
Hello. Hello, Schuyler.
Hello, Aunt Emily. Hello, Uncle Gifford.
Hello.
Hello, Schuyler.
Did you have a nice trip?
You swam over, I presume.
Did your flippers get tired?
Ho, ho, ho!
He's tired of talking to turtles. Thank you.
He still insists on wearing those glasses.
Oh, they don't hurt his eyes. They're just plain glass. That's something he's learned to do. Show the family, Schuyler.
Remarkable.
That's lovely.
Very fine.
Take him to his room, Noonan.
I think you should consider getting us back to Hawaii. He acts kind of homesick.
And nothing can be done about that until the will is read. Take him away.
Hi there, everybody.
Hello, Nicky.
Well, Uncle Furface.
Don't talk like a radio comic.
Hello, Noonan.
You remember your cousin Schuyler, Nicky?
Schuyler? Why, sure. Bang!
Bang, bang!
It must be better. He used to run up the wall when I did that.
Come on, Schuyler boy.
Where's your mother? Why doesn't she get here?
Listen, it takes a little time to get back from Paris.
Magnificent. Your private suite, Master Tatlock.
That Nicky's a lovable type. Bang, and I'm supposed to run up the wall.
Oh, forget it. You're doing fine.
What a layout.
I told you it was better than falling off buildings.
Where'd the money come from?
The old guy invented things. Never made a dime till he thought of a seamless hot water bag. And 3 million old maids turned him into a rich man.
Huh.
It rubs you the wrong way, maybe, him getting all that money, eh?
Oh. I was in the chips once. Oh, nothing like this. Just a small pile of gold. You could see over the top of it. But there was enough to give you a good night's sleep. Automobile racing. Won a couple of prizes and ran the dough into a fair-sized orange grove. All I needed then was a few smudge spots. But just that day, a lady of my acquaintance decided she wanted a fur coat. She was smart. Got right chilly. She squeezed me and somebody else squeezed my oranges. So I start from scratch again. Stunt work, anything else to keep a dollar company.
It's fine to see a young fella so full of confidence. Mine seems to have run out. I'll nip down and I'll get me a quart of the finest Irish whiskey this side of Donegal. Oh, take a bath if you want to, only not a shower. Remember that head I washes out.
Okay, lad.
Darling, I brought you these. You used to like the smell of them. Remember? I meant
try to remember, Skylar. You were so sweet to me when I was little. You used to bring me presents. Birds' eggs and caterpillars and frogs. Try to like me, Skylar. It's so lonely without Grandmother and Grandfather. You're the only person I've got left now. You don't understand a word I'm saying, do you?
We will now take a bed to the sweet...
Hello, Noonan.
Huh? Oh. Yeah. You must be Miss Nancy.
Yes.
I've picked up the darndest habit of talking to myself.
Yes, I've been talking to myself, too. He's worse, isn't he?
Well, I wouldn't say that.
But he never used to be absolutely silent.
He's tired from the trip.
You must rest. I'm glad you're here, Skylar.
Who is that?
Miss Nancy, she's your sister.
My sister? Oh, great. Listen, you. If you ever leave me alone again...
All right, I won't. Oh, this is the life. I think we might be able to stretch it out for about 10 days.
10 days? You said 3 at the outside.
What's wrong with it?
Already 2 people have spotted there's something different about me.
Different, who cares?
Look, Noonan, I tell you...
Who's there?
It's Cora, Noonan.
Make a face at Cora.
Huh?
You heard me.
I want to see my little boy. Master Skylar.
You remember Cora, Skylar? Used to be a nurse. Used to be our grandmother's maid.
He never forgets. I wonder if he misses his granny. She used to fret over him so much.
Skylar's going to have a bath now, Cora.
Would you like me to wait and scrub your back? You know, he looks kind of different.
Oh, well, you haven't seen him in 10 years.
That's right, of course. What is it now?
Goodbye, Cora. Skylar, say goodbye to Cora. Goodbye, Cora.
Oh, it's so nice having the dear boy home.
So we can stretch this out for about 10 days, huh?
It mightn't be a bad idea to get moving at that.
How can we?
Well, Skylar had ways of making himself unwelcome. You don't have to stay stuck up here all the time, you know.
I don't?
Oh, no. When Skylar wanted to mingle, he'd mingle. Now, let's think of some of the things he did that would drive people crazy. I got it. Ears.
How's that?
Every now and again he'd get started on ears. He was kind of fascinated by ears. That's your Aunt Cassie.
Welcome home, Mrs. Van Allen.
Hello, Griggs. Luggage to my room. And have someone turn off those sprinklers at once.
Yes, madam.
Must be Ma. Nobody else drives. She drives like a man's woman. Well,
Nicky!
hello, Mother.
Oh, Miles!
Well, it's about time.
Emily!
Kathy, you look wonderful.
Gifford!
We thought you'd never get here.
Miss Cass! Cora, darling.
No Mama to greet you.
No sob stuff. After all, Mother was 82. She'd had her girlhood.
You always were one to talk tough.
Now, let's not stand around in the hall. You would be kiting around Europe when it happened.
How about kissing your mother, handsome? Ah, hasn't changed.
What in thunderation took you so long?
Planes were grounded. Planes circled in fog.
Do you want a drink?
No, thanks. I'll take some of this.
Oh, yes, Cassie, do have tea. Cora's made some of those nice little cakes you're so fond of.
Well,
Well, what?
don't let's be delicate. Tell me about the will. Who gets what?
We don't know yet.
That blasted lawyer wouldn't read it until you arrived.
I've arrived. Call him.
You can't do that sort of thing with Mr. Fitzgerald.
The reading is set for tomorrow.
Another night of waking and wondering.
We'll all be provided for.
Now listen. When Papa had one of those disapproving moods,
How right you are.
I can just hear a codicil to my son Miles, the sum of $1, because he shouts.
That's a very unpleasant suggestion.
Not impossible, though.
What is it? Oh.
What on earth?
Skylar.
Oh, yes, I'd forgotten about him.
Noonan!
Yes, sir. Come here, sir. Sir.
Why is he here?
Well, he just wanted to be with the folks.
Who gets him?
Not me, I assure you. Why not Gifford? He's so public-spirited.
I'm interested in a common man. Skylar doesn't qualify.
Couldn't the bank take care of him or someone impersonal like that?
We'll get it straightened out as soon as that will is read.
I see no reason for Hawaii and the expense of Noonan.
We have to take care of Cora anyway. Why shouldn't he live with her?
You can't trust him to some little old lady.
Naturally, you don't want to lose a lucrative job.
We're a family in reduced circumstances. The day of the gravy train has passed. Put that down, you bonehead!
Give it to me, Skylar. Do you hear? Hand it over. Skylar, you naughty boy.
Do something, Noonan!
Skylar, I forbid you. I absolutely forbid you.
Skylar, you idiot!
Stop it, Emily.
Skylar, that's arson. You go to jail. Skylar,
Get the water pitcher, Uncle Giff.
is the blasted property insured?
Help me! Wanda!
Skylar, you idiot!
No, don't insult him, sir. He might ignite your beard.
Oh.
Where's the water?
Enough, Skylar. That's enough.
You're sure? We could throw on some gasoline if he's bored.
This could have been useful earlier.
Here. Cut that out.
Stop it, Nicky. Stop it. Oh, dear. Miles,
Yes?
the matter of Skylar will be taken care of after the will is read.
It certainly will.
Well, we're not waiting until tomorrow morning. We're going to settle it tonight. Call that lawyer.
Whom do you think I'm calling?
Oh, dear, oh, dear.
Upstairs, maid, second row.
Good evening,
Gardeners, at the rear.
If we're asked to hear the will, it means we're left a bit of money.
So I believe. Fourth row.
Good evening, Ferguson.
Fergal said he would be here by 8:45, and lawyers are supposed to be on time.
Miles, dear, please take a pill.
Take several pills.
Wanna go back to Hawaii? Wanna go back to Hawaii? Wanna go back to Hawaii? Wanna go back to Hawaii?
Skylar lends quiet dignity to an occasion like this.
Wanna go back to Hawaii? Wanna go back to Hawaii?
Noonan, in here until everybody's seated, and make him put his shoe on.
Yes, ma'am.
You're to keep him quiet while the will is being read.
Of course I do, baby. We belong together. Uh-huh. I'll be there in 20 minutes. All right, darling, 10 minutes. Goodbye.
Where are you going?
Since my presence is not required at the reading, I dug myself up some nightlife.
Oh, poor darling. Grandfather never did appreciate you.
Oh, listen, if a long-distance call should come for me, will you talk to her?
Not that horrible check room creature.
You better catch up on me. You're about 4 blondes behind. Just give this dame the brush, the one with the hard bristles.
Mummy will do her best. Try to get home for breakfast.
Night. Thanks, Nubs.
No. And Cassie, the lawyer's here.
At last. Have that big chauffeur sit on the other side of him.
I'm going to sit with my brother. Come on, Skylar.
Mr. Fergal,
Fergal.
you know our sister, Mrs. Van Allen.
My sympathy, my very deep sympathy.
Thank you.
It is as the poet says, moan, moan, ye dying gales, the saddest of your tales is not so sad as life.
Everyone's in the library.
Nor have you e'er begun a theme so wild as man.
They're all waiting.
A momentary pause. My briefcase, my throat pastilles. Have I my glasses? Oh, yes, here we are.
You will be quiet, won't you, Skylar? Listening to a will is rather serious, so try not to look too happy.
Oh, good evening, Miss Nan.
Oh, good evening. This is my brother.
I see he's cut up by this sad business.
Will you take that chair over there, Mr. Fergal?
Fergal.
Cassie, I want a word with the lawyer.
Not a syllable, Cora. Not now.
Yes, but I think maybe
Sit down, Cora, and listen.
Now, let me see. I had my glasses. Oh, yes. Some water. Here we are.
Please, Mr. Fitzgerald, let's get on.
Yes, it's rather lengthy, you know.
Can't you just tell us the substance?
Customary forward, I, James Norman Tatlock, being of sound mind.
Skip that.
He leaves some money to the servants.
We know that. They're not in here dusting.
Sliding scale, $100 for each year in his service.
Quiet!
Next comes charities. Charity.
Enormous donations?
No donations. He explains why not. The foundation he established during his life, you know.
Get on with the will.
I must take my time.
At this rate, all the beneficiaries will be dead.
The main body of the estate, including monies, investments, foreign and domestic government securities, mineral holdings, real estate, and the home, are hereby bequeathed to my beloved wife, Annette Tatlock, for distribution to our heirs.
To Mother? Why in the world to Mother?
I believe your father felt impatient with some of you at the time and thought his wife would be more impartial. He didn't know that she would die an hour later.
What does that do, Mr. Fitzgerald?
Well, as Mrs. Tatlock left no will, the estate descends 1/4 to each of you and 1/4 to the 2 orphan grandchildren.
Well, it could be worse.
I see no need for the household to stay. You'll all get your money shortly, won't they, Mr. Fitzgerald?
Oh, quite.
Go away, Cora. Don't be so grabby.
Miss Cassie, this is something your mama wrote out a long while back for me to give to Mr. Fitzgerald. When she was gone.
And now the matter of Schuyler. Let's get that settled right away.
I think we'd better have Noonan take him off to bed. Or should we...
Wait! You must all hear this at once.
What is it?
A letter to me from your mother disposing of her personal fortune.
Well, it's nothing to speak of. I doubt that Mother had 100,000 in her own right.
Have you forgotten? When your mother passed on, she owned all the Tatlock millions.
She wasn't referring to that.
She says specifically everything I possess.
Who gets it?
She must have been very fond of one grandchild. At least she worried about the provision made for him.
Him?
Schuyler Marvin Tatlock.
Schuyler?
He gets everything.
No! I won't allow it!
Let me assure you, we'll break this will so fast.
A document like this?
You can't will property by a letter?
This particular letter amounts to a holographic will, airtight in California.
Oh, you're talking like a fool. The whole thing is an obvious mistake.
Do you think our father wanted us to be paupers?
Shut up, Gifford. A really intelligent lawyer can always find loopholes in a thing like this. Who's that man who... Miles? Why aren't you saying something?
What is there to say? If it's inevitable, we must accept it. I, of course, will take care of the dear boy's property.
You what? What was that?
Well, after all, I'm his uncle, and I am the oldest.
Oh, no, you don't. Not in your life,
You
understand?
won't get away with anything like that.
It's been a trying day. Please don't quarrel.
Quarrel? You call this a quarrel? You haven't seen anything. Now look here, Miles.
Why all the fuss? It's obvious the dear boy is attached to me.
And this loathsome behavior is exactly what we'd expect
Don't you
from
worry,
you.
Miles. Gifford and I will fight
We'll
this thing.
fight him,
You
Kathy,
can't
an
get
unnatural
Oh,
brother.
get away from the river. I'm sure
Forgive me interrupting, but I should like to shake the hand of this fortunate young man. Congratulations.
Well,
With all that money, I'm surprised you're talking to me.
how are we going to do it?
Do you know, I think one of the maids drinks. Do what?
Tell him.
Tell him what?
Schuyler Tatlock's been dead for 2 years.
Are you crazy?
No, and I'm not playing crazy for the rest of my life, even if it'll work, which it wouldn't. So get that right out of your noggin.
That's an awful lot of dough you've come into.
How are we going to do it? It ought to be easy. They'll be tickled to death. They get the money. We just tell them.
Just tell them. Not only the fact, but the district attorney, too. Accepting $500 of services not rendered. Grand larceny. To report the demise of a United States citizen. Federal offense. I'll get 10 years. Oh, you? Well, they might let you off with 2 or 3.
Me?
You're an accessory.
I am? Why, you little... Listen, I'm not being roped into this. As soon as this house is dark, I vanish.
Ah, yes, it's easy for you. You go back to your boarding house, wash that dye out of your hair, close that face of yours, and you're gone. What about me?
You better blow right out of the country.
Yes, of course I have, but I've got to do it right. I've got to get to my savings account. Book passage on a tramp steamer.
The sooner you start, the better.
No, that's no good. Don't you see that the moment the alarm goes out, that means Skylar Tedlock are missing? I'm a kidnapper. I'm cooked. To fix it right, I need time. And help.
Don't look at me. I'm through.
Oh, I wasn't looking at you for any particular reason. But if I could get to Los Angeles and get my ticket and some cash there. But that'll mean you're spending another day here. What a tangled web we weave. Well, they say the climate at San Quentin's not bad. Maybe they let me take care of the prison garden. I always loved flowers. I wonder if they let me keep a dog.
What time would you be back?
6 tomorrow evening at the outside. All you have to do is stay in here. Keep the door locked and let nobody in. Surely you can do that much, for old time's sake.
We sure got to know each other well in 24 hours.
Oh, I thought you'd forgotten me, Lammy.
That Noonan. Gone to Los Angeles this morning. On his way through the kitchen, he drank your coffee and gobbled up all your toast.
What about Skylar?
Noonan says leave him in his room. Lunchtime, I'm just to leave a tray outside the door.
We'll see about that.
Now, Miss Nan, he's just as happy in there alone.
Don't worry, Cora. Now run along, dear.
Oh, dear.
Skylar! Skylar! It's Nan. Please open the door. Why not come gardening with me? You used to every morning when I was little. Oh, please, Skylar. You can dig worms. It's going to spoil my whole day to think of you shut up in there. Open the door, please. That's a good boy. Good morning, Skylar. Come with Nan. Hello, Pete.
Oh, morning, Miss Nan.
Will you get my brother a trowel?
Certainly, miss.
We're taking out the socks and putting in the delphinium. Now, this is how you do it. First, you dig a hole. Hey, here, you try it with Pete's trowel. Oh, try to be tidy with it, Skylar. Hello, Nicky.
Hi, Snobs.
Come see what we're doing.
Aren't there enough gardeners around this joint? What does he think he's up to?
We're digging a hole.
Good. Does he go in it?
When I heard you were coming, I had fresh water put in the pool.
I could use a swim this morning.
What'd you do last night?
Something you don't talk little cousins about. Miss Nan, in the greenhouse, that Selenicereus we thought wasn't going to bloom, it's got 3 buds.
Really?
It ought to pop tonight.
Oh, Nicky, you mustn't miss it. It's the most magic thing. Night blooming cereus. Great white blossoms that open while you watch.
I can hardly wait.
Isn't he wonderful looking? You know something? I think I'm going swimming, too. Come on. Wonderful, Nicky. Is it cold?
Not a bit.
Take care of Skylar while I change.
Why, sure.
Sit down. He doesn't like to go in, but he used to sit and dabble his feet in the water.
Uh-huh.
Now take your shoes off.
Skylar doesn't want to.
All right.
Hello, Skylar.
Ah! Ah!
What's the matter? You afraid of the water?
Stop it, Nicky!
I've done it to him before.
Have you? Leave him alone.
What are you chasing him around for?
Give him his breakfast.
You're not his nurse.
I'm trying hard to be one of his trustees.
What for?
A certain document was read last night, a will.
Oh, I was going to ask, how do we come out?
Penniless, thank you. Here is where your grandfather's fortune went.
You're kidding.
Well, I hope the humor of it will amuse you over the long, thin years. Come on, Schuyler. Let's get some nice breakfast, shall we? Come on.
This calf is about 8 times too... Where's Schuyler?
Mother took him to breakfast. Say, have you learned to dive yet, small fry? Oh, belly flop.
Now then, Schuyler. Nice, nourishing prunes. You have to spit out the pits, remember? Like this. There. Of course, that's another method.
Ah, for the wings of a dove, far away, far away. Good morning, Cassie. How are you, Schuyler boy? Griggs, send up breakfast to Mrs. Tatlock, will you?
Never mind Uncle Miles, Schuyler. Eat more prunes.
If you were trying to alienate my nephew's affections, it won't work. Look, Schuyler.
Why, Schuyler, you're practically Annie Oakley. But perhaps that's enough prunes.
Dear boy.
What a beautiful day. Good morning, everybody. My, but you look bright today, Schuyler boy.
Really? He's a human bean blower.
I think you've hurt his feelings.
Oh, Schuyler boy, come out. Uncle Miles didn't mean it.
What's he doing?
Leave him alone. I think he's being a goldfish. Here, Schuyler. Nice, milky. There. I think we'd better ignore it.
Our sister seems of the impression that Schuyler will pick his own trustees.
Anything I can get you, Miles?
Thank you. Bring me a piece of toast, will you?
Delighted. You like yours almost burned, don't you?
Fancy you're remembering that.
What goes on between you two?
I beg your pardon.
Last night you were swinging shillelaghs at each other. Griggs, cream and sugar.
Haven't you told her, Miles?
Told me what?
After you went to bed, Gibb and I had a little chat.
Oh.
We're going to be joint trustees for Schuyler.
You and Gifford? Where do I come in?
You're a married woman with a husband in Chicago.
You couldn't be here.
So you've decided to deal me out, you rotten, conniving pigs.
Ah, now you're being abusive.
I'm inaccurate.
Don't talk with your mouth full, Cassie.
Before the court makes any such appointment, I'll have some things to say. I'll blow this scheme of yours sky high.
Instead of that, why don't you listen to how you benefit?
I'm listening.
You can be Nancy's trustee.
What?
She's not of age.
But he's the one with the money.
My dear sister, Nancy is his heir at law.
What's that got to do with it?
Eventually, the entire fortune will go to her. Even now, Schuyler being... Well, Schuyler, we'll give Nancy a handsome allowance.
How much?
Say $100,000 a year for life.
And I'll have control of all that money?
Of course.
What happens to me when she's 21 or if she gets married?
Well,
I'll tell you. She controls her own money and I'm somewhere out in left field.
Hi there, everybody. Hello, Nicky. Gee, I had a wonderful swim. Feel like $1 million.
Do you have to be Gene Krupa every time you take off your shirt?
What goes on here?
Never mind him. Where's Nancy?
She went back to her gardening. She's kind of grown up.
Yes, hasn't she?
I think she's fallen for me.
Don't be absurd.
That's not so surprising. They all do. She's out of luck, though. Nancy's not my type.
Just what is your type?
I like 'em blonde and leggy.
Go put on your clothes, Nicky.
I'm all right this way.
I said put on your clothes.
Oh,
You heard me.
okay.
Both of you come into the drawing room.
But we haven't started breakfast yet.
I want my coffee.
I want to talk to you in private.
Ah, sneaking around like a resistance movement.
Griggs knows enough about this family as it is. Now look here, you two.
It's about the trusteeship, of course.
It is. Skylar, go eat your nice breakfast.
Skylar doesn't want to.
Not now, Skylar.
I don't mind when he's not loaded.
Well, I do. I have something to say. Come on, Skylar. Good, Skylar. That's right. Come with Aunt Cassie. See? Nice ear to look into. There. Now, I have decided to give in to you.
I thought you would.
On one condition.
What is it?
Nancy marries Nicky.
Nancy?
Nicky?
If Nicky has a wife with $100,000 a year, the two darlings and I can be very happy.
It's impossible. Nancy's a child.
I wasn't a child at her age.
But Nicky...
I don't like that tone. He's half Tatlock, remember?
I'm remembering some other things about him.
Nancy may have something to say about this.
Not if Nicky uses high-pressure salesmanship and works fast. It can be managed. Do you want your own plans to go through? I throw a mighty noisy monkey wrench.
I see no real objection. Do you give?
Suppose it's all right.
Thank you, darling. I'm now going to have a serious talk with my son. The time has come for him to forget leggy blondes and do as Mother says. As for you two, no tricks, I warn you.
Skylar! Come here, Skylar. Your Uncle Gifford and I are going to take care of you from now on.
Just rely on us, Skylar.
You like that, won't you, dear boy?
But, Nicky, surely you understand how important this is for us.
But I've got a swell date for this afternoon.
Now, don't start arguing again. You're going through with this. There she is. Now, remember, charm, darling. That's orders. Go on.
Okay. Hi there, Snub.
Hello, Nicky.
Nancy!
Thank you, Skylar. What are you doing out here again?
I've got a sudden passion for nature.
I bet you can't name me one single flower.
Can't I?
What's this?
Climbing erysipelas, double-breasted variety. It just hit me all of a sudden. I haven't been giving you a break.
You snubbed me for 15 years.
You used to be awfully homely.
Wasn't I, though?
Braces on your teeth, panties that sag.
They did not.
Did the miracle happen overnight?
What?
This, you stepped right up into my class. I could show you around with a lot of pleasure.
Where?
All the better gutters. Does he have to be here?
Oh, don't be selfish, Nicky. That's his way of being nice. That's a present, isn't it, Skylar?
Yeah.
But I want to talk to you alone.
That's a beautiful worm, Skylar. I suppose you go dig another one to keep it company.
Come on, Nancy.
You... Leave him alone, Nicky. Come on, I'll race you. I'm out of breath. Isn't this a heavenly view?
Yeah. But I wanted to talk to you about.
What are you doing? Oh, Skylar, there's a nice place to dig. Right down there by the wall.
All right.
That's it.
Nancy, what I want to say is...
You don't have to hold me here.
I feel safer.
I don't.
Okay. Before we go any further, one question. What do you know, Nancy?
About what?
The only thing that matters?
You?
Stop kidding.
Well, I can't tell you how attractive people have made you seem. Grandparents used to send me out of the room when they talked about you. And the servants just shake their heads.
I'm lots of fun. Stop it, will you? He's trying to plant my foot.
When the girls talk about you, they turn white with fury.
Is that bad? Listen, honey child, I'm offering to take on your education.
From what I hear, you teach an awfully advanced course.
You're ready for it.
Ouch! Stop it, will you? Cut it out!
Oh,
that does it!
Oh, what's the matter?
Tie my feet together.
Why the...
Oh, don't be angry with him, Nicky. He didn't mean it, did you, Skylar? Oh, look, Nicky, how clever. He found another worm.
Nancy, are there still H-O-R-S-E-S and the S-T-A-B-L-E-S?
Of course.
Let's go for an R-I-D-E.
With Noonan away and when Skylar's come out here just on purpose to be with me. No, I couldn't.
Nice, Nancy.
There used to be something that made him laugh so much. I wonder if it's still in the playhouse. You stay with Nicky.
Nancy!
Skylar? Would you like a quarter?
No.
Would you like 50 cents?
No.
All right. How would you like this?
It still works. What's the matter?
Wouldn't it be wonderful to be able to go to sleep like that? Right while I was talking to him, too.
Dear Skylar.
Come on, Nancy, we're going.
I'll leave this for when he wakes up.
Skylar!
About time.
Building up the muscles? That's the stuff. Hey, wait till you hear the news. Am I in luck? I've connected with the cattle steamer that leaves first thing in the morning.
Are they back yet?
Who?
Nan and Nicky. They've been gone all day.
And how would I know? Hey, do you not understand what I'm saying? We're off. We're on our way.
Well, you hear the latest pitch.
What are you talking about?
So they can cut him in on the money. They're going to marry Nan to Nicky, boy.
So what? After tonight you can forget the whole bloomin' lot of them.
That sweet kid.
What does it matter? They get married.
How would you like to be married to Nicky?
He never asked me.
That's something that shouldn't happen to a dog.
It almost did once. So go look for Monterey. Name me Wooley.
Listen, no, then cut the cracks. That kid needs help. It's a squeeze play, and that big ox is going to hypnotize.
Hey, what are you doing?
I'm going down to have dinner with my family.
But you're not asked to dinner.
Oh, I'm not, huh? Whose house is this, anyway?
The proper proportion is 4 parts of gin, 1 part of the room.
Was that revealed to you in a vision? I happen to like 3 parts of gin.
When you're going to get 4.
Why shouldn't there be 2 kinds of cocktails?
Because Cassie's wrong.
Seems like Master Skylar wants to eat with the family.
Sure you wouldn't rather have a nice tray in your room, Skylar boy?
No.
But that's a word we should get him out of the habit of using.
Leave him anywhere, Noonan.
Oh, no smoking. No smoking, remember.
Just like having a fire warden.
Where's Nancy?
She isn't here, darling.
Where's Nancy?
She's out with Nicky.
Where's Nancy?
I'm a little worried about them myself.
Oh, nonsense. They probably went over the San Marcos Pass, had luncheon someplace, and rested in the cool, tall grass while it was too hot to ride.
Yes, the only time I ever rested in the cool, tall grass, I got a chigger under my skin and had to go to the Mayo Clinic to have it removed.
Did you? Coming back home, they probably got off again to look at the sunset.
That's exactly what we did.
Oh, hello, darling.
Hello.
Hello, Nancy.
Thank you for the coat, Nicky.
You bet.
Have a simply marvelous time.
Oh, it was a lovely sunset. All pink and gold and pale green.
How divine.
Skylar's been asking about you.
Did you miss me, darling?
Nancy, we better get changed.
All right. I won't be long.
Nicky,
Yeah?
I want to talk to you a minute. Out here.
Okay, only hurry it up. I'm hungry.
Not you, Skylar.
Well, there's bubonic latched onto you.
Yes, so it seems. Go away, Skylar. Well, how did it go?
How did you expect it to go? Like shooting fish in a barrel. It's a shame to take the money.
You're engaged then?
Oh, I rush things.
My dear son, I've watched your effect on women. You have a certain jungle charm at first, but you're like a gardenia. In 24 hours you begin to droop. So for heaven's sake, work fast.
What am I supposed to do? Throw a half Nelson on her?
We'll omit the sarcasm. Keep one objective in mind. Las Vegas, Nevada. Those justices of the peace are open 24 hours a day.
We're not in Las Vegas.
Must I do this single-handed? Now, first you take Nancy dancing, preferably at someplace on the way.
I can't. She's going to stay home and watch a flower.
Oh, that's absurd.
It's some special kind out in the greenhouse. It only blooms once a year. Tonight's a night.
Well, who says you can't propose in a greenhouse?
Here, there's always people hanging around.
I'll see to it that you're left alone. I'll have champagne put out, and I'll have a pile of records on the photograph.
You want me to put perfume behind my ears?
Go on and get dressed.
Right.
Oh, and on your way, tell Noonan to come right down.
Check.
I have an announcement to make. Right after dinner, we're all going up to my room to play bridge.
I'll drown myself first.
Won't do you any good to argue.
There's no one in this room I'd tolerate as a partner.
All right, you can stay in your own room and we'll play three-handed slap. But Nicky is to have the run of the house tonight. He's going to propose to Nan.
You sent for me, Mrs. Van Allen?
Oh, yes, Noonan. I want you to find Mr. Schuyler and see that he eats in his own room tonight.
I'll try, but he's sometimes kind of headstrong.
In Schuyler's case, that is medically impossible. I think he's on the terrace.
Yes, ma'am.
Dear Cassie, you have an indefinable quality which has turned out not to be charm.
Schuyler! Mr. Schuyler! Where are you? Shh. What are you doing here? Come on.
Laying for Nicky.
No, don't start anything.
Listen, all Nan needs to get wise to that snake is a couple of days.
But you and I are going out of here.
That's why I'm going to do what I'm going to do right now.
What?
Hand him a pair of shiners he'll wear for a week.
Now, listen.
Noonan! Noonan! Haven't you found him yet?
Not yet, ma'am, but never fear, I will. You know what I think? He sneaked up to his room. That's what he does.
Well, you're to keep him in it. I shall see to it that the door is locked from the outside.
Good evening, Noonan.
Evening, Miss Nan.
Well, that's quite a dress for dinner at home.
Thank you, Aunt Cassie.
Schuyler's gone upstairs.
Oh, is he all right?
I think Myers makes him nervous. I know he does me.
What's all this?
This is Van Allen's daughter, sir. She doesn't want the family disturbed.
A pleasure.
That's a great disc jockey, that Cassie. Night and day. I've got you under my skin. Deep purple. All the things you are. Now this.
My favorite is stout-hearted men.
I remember the summer this came out.
If they played that, we could dance.
You know the kind of glue they spread on fly paper? That's musical glue.
Stop worrying.
Sweet Leilani.
You don't have to worry till they get to Stardust. Woohoo, that's the one that does it. It's true, let me tell you about Stardust. That tune will romance an 80-year-old woman with jungle fever and a broken leg. I've seen it happen.
All right, Noonan.
Now, you don't know American women. When they hear that song, they get all warm like a bucket of lamb stew.
Yeah.
Yeah, take the average American woman. Right in the middle of an operation, maybe. Somebody plays that tune. They come out of that ether, grab the first in turn they can, and whirl all around that hospital, dragging the stitches behind.
They quit dancing.
He didn't even need a rumba.
What time is it?
11:11.
They must have gone over to the greenhouse. No, just starting.
Relax, my boy. I'll guarantee once you're on the road to Los Angeles, say 10 minutes from the gate of this place, you'll forget all about these people. You'll forget all this ever happened.
Oh, yeah?
I told you it was magic.
Let's see how it looks by just plain moonlight.
Oh, it's even lovelier.
Drink that, will you?
Why?
I'm going to kiss you.
You are?
You've wondered why I didn't before. Come on, admit it. I believe in doing things right.
Of course he'd blowed out the light. Wouldn't you have blowed out the light?
I gotta get down there.
With the door locked on us? You're forgetting you're not Houdini. You're a stuntman.
Yeah.
Hey, Buck! Come back here. If you kill us, we'll get in trouble. Hey, you! Be careful. Look out!
Nicky, what is it?
I don't know.
Skylar,
Sure is.
is he dead?
Well, he's breathing.
Turn on the light. Skylar, Skylar. Skylar.
Hello? Where am I?
In the greenhouse.
Oh, yeah. That was quite a drop. Oh. Banged into something on the way down. Hit my shoulder, I guess.
Say, did you hear that? He's making sense.
He is.
What goes on here? That wasn't even Skylar's voice.
Oh, quick, get it, Doctor. He's fainted again.
Right.
Where is he?
In there.
Quickly, Noonan, get some pillows to put under him.
Just give me half a minute. I had to climb down the stairs.
Oh, dear. Well, I'll go. And you stay with him. He mustn't be moved.
Are you hurt bad, my boy? Speak to me. Speak to me.
Scram.
Huh?
Better clear out of here quick. I fouled everything up but good. While I was groggy, I did some talking.
How much did you spare?
Enough. I think Nicky tumbled. I think he's wise to us.
Holy saints.
Beat it. Go on. Goodbye.
You're not coming?
I can't. I smashed something. Listen, you idiot. Get going.
You think I'm going to run out on you?
How he got into it.
Look out, here they come.
I thought I heard something.
My Noonan! What's the meaning of this?
Well, ma'am, it was like this. He was upstairs as quiet as a lamb, and suddenly the music seemed to excite him, and he leapt out of that balcony like a B-29.
Let me through. Please don't crowd around him. Oh, the poor boy. Oh, and look what's happened to the split-leaf philodendron.
What gets me is he talked. He made sense.
Oh, don't start that again.
Stop arguing. Don't you see something wonderful may have happened? I don't say he's cured, but there's a chance of it now. Maybe with treatment or an operation.
An operation? On him?
Where's my patient?
Oh, good evening, Doctor.
Here he is.
The invalid grandson, I understand.
Doctor, you're not going to start probing around a man's brains here in the greenhouse.
What's got into you, Noonan?
I should like to make a brief statement.
The boy seems to have hit his shoulder.
That's what he said.
Oh, he couldn't have said it.
They won't admit it because it seems like a miracle.
What?
Skylar had a moment of complete lucidity after he fell.
Did?
That's their absurd story.
His condition was caused by an accidental blow on the head as a child. Another blow has cured it or given us hopes of a cure. Isn't that possible, Doctor?
With a brain injury? No.
There, now are you two satisfied?
But he's bold.
You just think you heard something you didn't hear.
Well, of course, miracles do happen in my profession. There are cases of juvenile schizophrenia.
Oh, don't use those quack terms around me.
Well, such cases have been cured by shock. This fall would be an exact parallel.
But he didn't have juvenile... What's its name?
Maybe he did. Maybe you were given the wrong diagnosis.
Now stop! The time has come for me to make a statement.
Hello! What's going on?
See, I told you he made
Oh,
sense.
Hello! I've got to examine this shoulder of yours. Will it hurt much?
Some. Do you know who I am?
No.
I mean, what kind of person? Am I a plumber? Am I a gas fitter?
You're a doctor.
That's right. You win, young lady. Miracle department.
I knew it. I have a brother, a real live brother.
Oh, Doctor, when you have a moment, I think Noonan has fainted.
Fainted? He's passed.
Skylar. You were dreaming.
Where is this?
The doctor gave you something to make you sleep. I had you put in the room next to mine.
Oh,
That shoulder hurts you.
a little.
I'm going to put on a cold compress.
Where's Noonan?
Noonan isn't here. He was... Oh, but you wouldn't understand, Skylar. He'd been tippling. That means when people drink stuff, it makes them not like themselves.
Oh. Where is he?
Uncle Miles sent him into town and told him not to come back until he's what we call sober. I'm so glad he's away. They begged me to get a nurse in for you, but I just wouldn't. Take this off.
Oh, I'm all right.
Take this pajama coat off, Skylar.
I can do it.
Here we are. Oh, what a nice, strong back. Oh, too cold?
Kind of tickles. I can hold that.
You'll do no such thing. You lean back. Oh, Skylar, you can't know how happy I am about all this.
Oh, my dog, too.
What's that?
Out in Hawaii, that means me, too.
Imagine you remembering all that. Wasn't it a wonderful idea having you in here so that we could have part of the time all to ourselves?
I'll say.
You know, you have a whole lifetime to catch up on. I'll be here to help you, though.
You will?
There'll be things that might be embarrassing for you to ask other people, but you won't mind asking me.
Like what?
Well, I don't suppose you know how to read and write, for instance.
Huh?
Most people do. I think you'd better learn. Do you know how the letter A goes?
No.
Like this. This is a B. This is a C.
Uh-huh. What comes next?
D.
Would you do me another B? How many letters are there?
26.
Is that all?
Well, yes, it's not difficult.
We can go over them again and again, can't we?
Until you know them, and then we can make words.
Long words?
Yes. This compress is getting warm.
I wouldn't be surprised.
It's so wonderful to have a brother.
Yeah?
Handsome one, too. I had no idea you were handsome. Lean forward again.
Oh, I don't think I better have another.
Please.
No, I'm all right. I'll go to sleep.
Are you sure? I just love doing this.
Do you?
Here, let me help you with that.
I can button it.
There. Good night.
You smell so good.
It's just plain violet perfume. Want it?
Thanks.
I'll leave the door open. Good night.
Good night. Nothing. Everything's all right.
Good night, Skylar.
Good night.
What the deuce?
Help me with these, Nicky. I've been downstairs gathering books and things for Skylar.
Skylar.
Isn't it wonderful? They're going to be able to unstrap his shoulder in just a few days.
Never mind, Skylar. What about us?
Come and see him. The thought of someone Skylar's age with everything brand new to him and the whole world to learn about. Oh, I just went wild.
I'll say. Astronomy, Polynesia.
American history and Harriet and the Pirates.
Skylar boy, you don't know what this recovery of yours means to us.
Skylar, you remember Nicky, don't you?
Sure. Morning. Morning.
And now go away, Nancy. We want a chance at Skylar for a change.
Come on, Nicky. Help me with this.
We want to explain to you a little mistake your grandfather made.
It's just a legal matter. As soon as you're better, you can set it right.
Last night I was teaching. We were getting somewhere.
We know you wouldn't want to profit by a stupid technicality.
Today we're going for another ride.
Besides, it's only money. Dreadful to have money divide a family.
Particularly when there's a great deal of it.
The family lawyer can advise you as to a fair division.
I want you all to get out of here.
Share and share alike would save such a lot of... What was that?
I want you all to go.
Why, what's wrong, dear? Didn't you sleep well?
Don't you ever think of anything but money? Bothering Skylar with things like that. He needs rest and quiet and peace of mind. I won't have him worried, understand? I won't.
How dare you speak to us like that?
Now look here, young lady.
Nancy, I think you'd better realize that this family is not being run by a snip of a girl.
What was that, Uncle Miles?
Well, there's such a thing as discipline, and I,
Out.
Yes, Miles, I think you'd better go.
I mean everybody. Everybody out except Nan.
Oh, well, of course, dear, if we make you nervous.
Anything you say is kind of boy.
We wouldn't want to put a strain on you for the world.
Nan, what about that ride?
I'm sorry, Nicky. I can't be bothered with that now.
Skylar, you've got to promise us one thing, though. To get well soon. You know we all love you. We all love you very much.
Cassie, you are the first person in history to make Lucretia Borgia look like a Bobby Soxer.
Cora! Where are you, Cora?
In Noonan's room, Miss Cassie.
Will I be electrocuted if I use that old heat cabinet in the gym?
It's in order, Miss Cassie.
What on earth are you doing?
Seeing to it myself that Noonan doesn't find any of his hooch when he comes home.
Rather like hunting Easter eggs.
Hope the old scamp gets back soon.
Why?
Well, it's all right being excited about having a new brother, but you know Miss Nan's hardly been outside that room for 4 days.
And we haven't been allowed in. Quite a hoard we've got.
The things a man like that will drink. Look at this. Hair dye.
Hair dye?
Tucked away up under the bed springs.
The La Mel Beauty Shop, Melrose Avenue, Hollywood.
They came through there.
Yes, I know.
Any pain? No.
That's ready.
I could put an elastic bandage on him, but I don't think he'll need it. Well, here goes.
Oh,
What's the matter? Doesn't hurt?
doesn't hurt you.
Go soak the rest of the stickum off. Then get dressed.
Doctor, tell him he's got to go easy and favor that shoulder.
Naturally. Nag. She's the worst fusser.
I guess I just love him too much.
Goodbye, Skylar. Oh, goodbye. Oh, nothing. I just slipped on the soap.
Oh, goodness. And the doctor's gone.
Oh, I don't need the doctor.
You didn't hurt your shoulder.
No, I'm all right.
Well, hurry up, Skylar. Let me in.
Oh, no, not now. Say, Nan, just to be on the safe side, maybe I ought to have that elastic bandage the doctor talked about.
I think he's gone over to old Mrs. Draper's.
Well, can't you go over to old Mrs. Draper's and get it?
But I'll have to leave you alone.
Well, I have to get used to myself sometime.
I'll be back just as quick as I can.
Bar? Is there a guy named Noonan there? Okay, thanks anyway. Callahan's place? Is there a guy named Noonan there? Noonan? You know who this is? Are you sober enough to answer a question? Where's the stuff from my head? Oh, no, it isn't. Listen, get out here with some as quick...
Hello, Skylar, darling.
Oh, hello. Nan was telling me about these things. If you turn this around, you can talk to people.
Why, how clever of you to learn so fast. You're quite a phenomenon. Goodbye.
Hello.
Why is it so dark?
I got kind of a headache.
I'll get you an aspirin.
Oh, it'll be all right when Noonan rubs it.
But Noonan isn't here.
Oh, he's coming. There was a message.
I have the shoulder bandage. I'll help you put it on.
Oh, I'll do it later.
Well, take off that towel and I'll massage the back of your neck.
Oh, Noonan will fix it.
Well, won't you let me try?
Look, Noonan knows how.
My, but you're restless.
I guess it's being shut up in one room all this time.
I know what's the matter with you.
What?
You're better.
Oh, yeah, I'm fine.
I suppose it's all over now.
What is?
Me taking care of you.
Yeah.
I wish it wasn't. I've never had anyone to take care of before. Now that you're well, we'll have to see the family again. I'll have to ask in lots of pretty girls.
Why?
So you can fall in love.
What's all this?
Falling in love? Oh, my heavens, you've never heard about... Oh, how dreadful of me not to explain about that.
What?
Relations with the opposite sex.
It's something I ought to know about?
Well, you have to. You absolutely must. Where should I start? Well, to begin with, there are men and women.
Yes.
They're different.
I noticed that. I don't know why.
Good. Well, every now and then, they fall in love.
Why?
Well, it's something called attraction. It's like a moth and a flame. Or a magnet and a thumbtack. The man's the moth and the girl's the flame.
Who's the thumbtack?
It doesn't matter. Anyway, they fall in love.
What happens then?
Oh, it's very wonderful and very frightening. The two of you seem torn out of the earth by the roots. You're thrown together and held there by a warm wind, twisting and turning and beating against you. Everything around you just disappears. You don't hear anything except whispers and your own sighs. Your breath mingles. You think maybe this is the last 10 minutes there is, because your blood turns to liquid fire. Excuse me.
How do you know about all this?
I read a lot.
You never were in love then?
I think I was beginning to be with Nicky.
Does he turn your blood to liquid fire?
Oh, he's wonderful.
Huh?
You're being awfully unfair about Nicky.
I'd like to stab him.
Oh, Skylar, that's no way to talk. What would Noonan say?
Stab him.
You're being something we call jealous, and there's no reason to be. You're my brother, and of course I love you. But that doesn't mean I can't be in love with Nicky.
I don't want you to be.
But it's entirely different.
How?
Well, when Nicky kisses me, and when I kiss you...
Yeah?
Well, it's different. When I kiss you, it's like this.
It's different?
Yes, of course. Of course it's different.
Nan, something I've got to tell you.
Skylar. Oh, this way you are.
Oh, Noonan, I'm so glad you're back.
Bad head, huh? Well, we can fix that up.
You wanted to tell me something, Skylar.
It'll keep.
Take care of him, Noonan.
Sure I will. Would you just give us 10 minutes? Why don't you sit down, hon? Holy saints. What happened while I was away?
Never mind what happened, Noonan. Just fix it.
You seem kind of upset.
What's your favorite liquor, Noonan?
Well, I've no quarrel with that Irish whiskey they have right downstairs. Why?
How would you like to spend 4 days in a room filled with it? All poured out in crystal glasses. Every one of them beckoning to you and winking at you and promising you a drink you never even dreamed of. Only you couldn't touch the stuff. Not a drop. What would you do?
I'd slash my wrists. Why?
That's been me, Noonan, with Nancy. 4 beautiful days of it and 4 beautiful nights. I'm just about dead.
Well, we can leave at any time.
You think you're kidding. Only I'm telling her first.
You what?
We both must get sent up for 200 years. I'm telling her.
Now, what'll that get you besides prison, fella?
Nothing. Only sometimes there are words that have got to be said. Listen, darling, I'm not your brother. I'm a crumb named Burke. The whole setup is phony and everything about it smells. Only I'm not your brother.
It's not the outside of your head I should be working on.
It just isn't done. Not to me it isn't. Sure, girls have got mad at me. They've kicked me in the shins. They've thrown things in my face. They've written suicide notes. But you're the first one who ever just plain forgot I was around.
I've been so busy with Skylar, Nick.
Listen, once I was interested in a registered nurse on 24-hour duty. Now she managed to spare me a minute or two.
Nicky.
Yeah? Well, you have been thinking about me. We started making some plans, remember?
Yes.
They were nice plans. What about them, Nancy?
Don't.
What is this, a baseball schedule? 1 minute is play ball, the next is rained out. What's the matter?
I don't know. What's happened to me, Nicky? What's happened to the way I felt about you? What's happened to everything?
Maybe you're just kind of out of the rhythm. You can fix that up. When you relax, it'll be all right. Nancy! What's the matter?
Keep away from her.
Listen, I'm gonna be your brother-in-law, and you better get used to it.
Anybody ready for a cocktail? What are you doing out there? Dancing? Oh. Not dead, I trust.
Not that one.
Come on, darling. Stand up. You better go upstairs, Nicky, and hurry. Come on. We don't want to lose all those nice red corpuscles. Here. Go along.
I'm sorry.
You needn't be. Any beating Nicky gets, he's always earned well in advance. Coming in? That's a very nice right cross you have.
Oh, is that what they call it?
Yes. And it takes time and practice to acquire it. Mr. Burke.
Thanks.
You stuntmen have steady nerves, haven't you?
You seem pretty well informed.
I telephoned the La Mel beauty shop where you had your hair dyed. They remembered Noonan, and they remembered you.
Then why no policeman?
Before taking any steps, there's a piece of information I must have. Where's Skylar? The real one.
He's been dead a couple of years.
I thought so.
It's the money you're worried about, right?
Right?
Nobody wants to take a cent away from Nan or from the rest of you. That's where it belongs.
Indeed.
Noonan was trying to save his hide, that's all. We planned to slide out, leaving everything. Only I want to tell Nancy first.
One single word to her, and I call the police.
Why's that?
Because the money is to stay yours.
Money what?
My dear nephew, you're going back to Hawaii with Noonan, and you're leaving here just as you came.
Keep what belongs to her away from Nan? Not on your life.
I gather you're fond of the child.
I love her. I won't see her robbed of 1 cent.
If Skylar was dead at the time of Mother's death, her entire estate goes to the garden clubs of America, the income to provide cash awards for flower arrangements.
I don't believe that.
Page 4 of Mother's letter. I'll bring a certified copy of it to your room. Do you want Nancy robbed of every penny just because of a legal fluke?
It'll be better than having her marry that son of yours. I heard you fix it up. Even you gagged at the idea.
I'm willing to agree that she shan't marry Nicky.
If I'll keep on being Skylar.
For exactly 2 years. Once Nancy comes of age, Skylar can be swept out to sea by one of those famous Hawaiian breakers.
What do you get out of it?
It's all right if the money goes to Nan direct. She's the best of us, you know. She's not a greedy girl. She'll take care of all of us as her grandparents would have wished.
I've got to tell her. I've got to.
Even though the fascinating information that you are not her brother will cost her approximately $1 million a syllable? Look at it this way. The prizes in life are getting scarcer and scarcer. Nancy happens to hold a winning ticket, but the moment you open your mouth...
California, the only state in the Union where you can go to sleep under a rose bush in full bloom and freeze to death.
I did not create California miles.
Time for your pill miles, dear.
Skylar, boy.
Good to see you, Skylar.
Downstairs, how very nice. What on earth?
What happens? He angry?
I wouldn't worry about Skylar. Hungry?
Yes?
Are you all right, Nancy?
Yes, come on in.
Kind of a sad voice.
Having a good cry about Nicky.
He's not worth it.
You're so prejudiced.
He's not a man, Nancy. He's a mean, spoiled kid. He always will be. People like Nicky don't grow up. They just grow older. I want you to marry somebody someday, believe me, I do. But I want you to marry a man.
Tomorrow, let's get in a car, just you and me, and drive out along the sea and way back into the mountains.
Fine.
You better start getting dressed for dinner.
Oh, I'm not going down to dinner. My headache has started up again. Noonan will have to work on it some more.
I'm so sorry, darling.
Oh, it's nothing serious.
I'll kiss you goodnight, then.
That's what I'm here for. Man, these last 4 days, you've made them seem like a new season.
I'm so glad. I can hardly wait till tomorrow.
Don't worry. It'll come.
That's right. 2 for Honolulu, first class. A man called Noonan will pick them up. They're to be charged to me. They'll be at the ticket agency of the Biltmore. Noonan's certainly taking his time with Nan.
He's got some pretty fancy lying to do, remember?
For that, we can trust him.
Have you told the uncles?
Never stretch a secret beyond 3 people. It may snap in your face.
Oh, what a session. If ever he needed a snort.
You're out of luck. We cleaned house while you were away. Hurry up, you two.
Well, I hope I never have to go through that again.
Rough, huh?
Poor child was broken-hearted when I said you'd had a relapse. And she was even more upset when I said you'd had these spells of being okay before, but the spells didn't last.
She bought it that way?
Oh, it's very eloquent. I almost convinced myself you were back on the bubblegum.
As long as I can get out without seeing her.
Don't worry, son. I told her you knew it was coming on again, and there was only one thing you asked. That she should never see you like that again. Then I tried to cheer her up. Says I, remember how happy he used to be before he got better? Always smiling and laughing. I told her I'd got some balloons for you to play with on the journey. She'll stay in her room all right. Come on.
Always smiling and laughing. Very comical character, Schuyler.
It's disturbing news because we don't have to do anything about it. We'd be fools if we did. Anyway, listen. From the Honolulu Gazette. The series of mysterious fires which have occurred in the backcountry districts of Maui over the past 2 years was climaxed last night by another conflagration. For the first time, the police have a clue as to the perpetrators. An eyewitness saw a group of natives led by a man wearing glasses. He is described as having a peculiar smile and kept singing, "I don't want to set the world on fire." Well, do you realize what that could mean? Looks like Schuyler Martin Tatlocks is alive. It's possible. I didn't sift those ashes, you know.
The things these people think of to put in a coconut, they're so imaginative.
Buck, you're drunk.
You're right.
I thought you didn't like the stuff.
Who says I like it?
Why don't you put her out of your head?
Who's her? I haven't thought about her at all. If I have, I enjoyed it.
Like someone in a dream. Someone made of moonlight.
You know what you're doing? Drinking to escape. The worst kind.
I'm fine.
How can you with an example like me in front of your eyes? Look at me.
Oh, Noonan.
The husk of a man because of that vile stuff.
I like you, Noonan.
Don't lower your standards. How did all the trouble start? Because I allowed myself to be betrayed by that devil's brew.
Good old Noonan.
Forget about her, son. There's plenty of sweet, pretty girls in the world.
There's a funny thing about my family, Noonan. We run to one-woman men. Oh, we look around for a while, but when it hits us, that's that. You know where my father died? At my mother's grave. And there was a great uncle of mine. Saw Lillian Russell and Twirly Whirly and never looked at another woman. Very tough on his wife. That's a joke, Noonan.
Very funny, son.
Yeah. Very funny.
I forgot to tell you I didn't pick up the allowance check. Kind of lost my head over that item in the paper. I don't know when I'll be back. I'm going into town for a spell. I also forgot to bring any of that stuff, but you're just as well without it. There's plenty of food and sunshine and fresh air. You'll be fine, son.
That's right, Noonan. I'll be fine.
I love it. To see an expression on the face of California which is not a painted simper, oh, it's heaven.
I suppose it's a healthy climate.
Yes, if you happen to be a grape, which I am not.
I agree with you, Miles. You're a gripe.
Will you shut up? How can I pull together a brilliant coming out party for Nan if I get no help from any of you?
May I tell you what I think of your party, Cassie?
I'm doing what's best for Nan. Since Schuyler's gone, and she seems to have lost interest in Nicky, unfortunately, she needs a lot of new friends.
It's not needing people that's important. It's being needed.
This party's for Cassie's benefit anyhow.
What? What in thunderation?
Have the servants gone crazy?
Sounds like a track meet.
Schuyler! Schuyler! Stop it! How dare you! All right, there's nothing. I was going to prepare you first, but Master Schuyler's having a romp with Grace.
He's back. You brought him home.
Oh, just a minute now.
This is treachery, absolute treachery.
Oh, don't misjudge me.
What are you doing here, either of you?
Well, you see, sir, Master Schuyler got into a bit of trouble with the authorities in the islands.
There's a big flower pot. They ran upstairs. He bite old man's leg.
Someone order a servant around the back.
Halikulani! House of heaven! Halikulani! I want to dance of homecoming. You all!
Who is this woman?
Her name is Kamamamalua.
Mrs. Tatlock. Yes, I'm Mrs. Tatlock. No, me, Mrs. Tatlock.
I forgot to tell you, Master Schuyler got married.
Schuyler was married?
Dance of homecoming. Homecoming of the way, homecoming of the way, homecoming of the class.
What are these?
Those are your great nephews, the fine pair of boys.
Homecoming of the bow, homecoming of the
I wish to get down here!
Just dance, madam. Homecoming of the way. That's Schuyler.
That's the real Schuyler.
But he was burned up 3 years ago.
Now, he not burn up. We burn up house for wedding feast. Then we go live in forest.
with something I've got here.
Hey, Bo.
He's not here.
He hasn't gone.
He must be fishing or swimming. Oh, there he is.
No.
Hello.
Skylar, darling. Oh, that rascal of an Una left you all alone.
Skylar was fine.
Anyway, Nan's going to be here now. Sit down. I had my things moved right into the house.
Oh, no. House, one room. One.
That's perfect. Now we can be near each other all the time, as close as 2 peas in 1 pod.
No. Skylar needs whole pod.
Oh, surely you can share it with your own sister for a week or 2.
No.
We can start learning the alphabet again. Remember? B. Then we can work up to words like brown, beloved.
Oh.
Did I tickle you? I'm sorry. Why not?
Fancy Skylar's sister.
Well, I'd hardly be doing it to a stranger. That nice, strong back of yours.
Oh.
I'm here to tell you something, Skylar.
Huh?
How can I get this through to you? It's so important.
Oh.
I'm in love.
Huh?
Well, you should be pleased. This is just the kind of person you met when you talked about the man I should marry. He's wonderful.
Oh.
And I know he loves me terribly, even though he hasn't said a word. Does that bother you? Oh, darling, to be in love, to be near the person you love, and to know that when he puts his arms around you, it's going to be better than all the dreams. Skylar, wait a minute. Skylar! 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 It's very rude to leave right in the middle of a secret. Stop! Don't you want to hear? Won't you let me tell you in just 2 words? Burke! Burke! The name of the man I love is Burke! 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 He's in there, Noonan. Do something!
But I can't swim.
Hey, Burke!
Burke!
Here's Burke!
Burke!
Here's Burke!
Where are you, Burke? Hey, Burke!
Oh!
Help! Water! Get me out of here! I'm being poisoned! I'm being poisoned!